In this video, I'm going to show you step by step on how to create a complete presentation using Prezi AI. We'll start from the dashboard, generate a full deck about dance with one simple prompt, tidy the text using AI, set a clean visual style, organize the overview so your story is easy to follow, swap images if you want, and then share it. So stick around because I'll show you a few tiny habits that keep your edit time low and make the whole deck look consistent. So as you can see on the Prezi homepage, you'll see a big box asking create a presentation about. So for my example, I'm typing exactly make me a presentation about dance. So I'm doing this on purpose to see what Prezi AI creates from a short prompt. So it's best to give a detailed prompt if you want the most accurate results that really matches your topic. But for this tutorial, I'm intentionally keeping it short to show the default behavior. So click create with AI and let it build. And in a few seconds, you'll land in the editor with a ready-made deck. So Prezi lays out sections and frames automatically. So think of it like a map of your talk. The big clusters are your main ideas and the frames inside them are the points you'll zoom into. So stick around because in a minute I'll show you a simple way to reuse one good frame layout so your whole section looks like it was designed on purpose. So the large middle area is the canvas, a zoomable space that you can move around instead of clicking through flat slides. And on the left side is the list of frames. It's like your mini sliders. And across the top is your toolbar. It has style, text, media, and then more. And at the top, the home button snaps you back to the full overview. So this overview is your backbone. So this shows the big picture, zoom into a point, and return to the big picture so your audience always knows where they are. So just a quick tip. There's a zoom percentage near the bottom edge. If the canvas feels tiny or too close, adjust that number so arranging frames is easier. So click present. And in the top right, use the arrow keys to move forward and back. And see how Prezi zooms into a section. It shows a frame, then pulls back to the map, and then click home to return to the overview. So that motion is context, detail. Context is what makes Prezi feel like storytelling, not just reading. Open the first frame the AI generated. So for example, evolution of dance. So if the paragraph feels heavy, highlight the text, click ask AI, simplified to make the lines shorter and easier to say out loud. If it feels long, run shorten for an even tighter version. And highlight again and choose make key points bold so the important words pop while you speak. And also another tip, read the frame out loud once, because if you can't say a sentence in one breath, trim it. Simple short lines are easier to present and easier to remember. So there's also optional variations that you can do right now. Rephrase. Rephrase it if the tone feels too formal or too casual. Fix grammar if you want a quick clean up if you pasted text. And also, click style on the top bar and tap on the colors. To choose a font pair that's easy to read from a distance. A strong title font plus a clean body font. Open colors and pick a palette with high contrast. So for this topic, a darker palette often makes photo pop and it keeps white text legible. Now, if one color clashes on certain frames, you might want to click edit inside the palette to swap it. But here's what actually happens. When you click edit, Prezi shows a pop-up telling you this feature is only available with a paid subscription. You'll see options like exporting to PDF, offline desktop access, and unlimited AI. And if you're on the free plan, you'll be limited to the preset palettes shown on the right. That's fine for most projects. The presets already cover a good range of clean, professional-looking color combinations. But if you really want to fine-tune every detail, you can start a 7-day free trial of the paid plan and test all the extra features, including custom color editing. So don't overthink it though. Stick with one palette and one font pair. Make sure your text and background has a strong contrast. If text sits on a busy photo, darken the photo slightly or add a rectangle behind it for clarity. And in a moment, I'll show you a copy-paste habit that keeps spacing and alignment identical without needing design skills. Now, let's click a frame with an image. Select the image and hit the Replace button. And then a search panel opens on the right with built-in copyright-safe images. Search terms that you can type right now like ballet rehearsal, hip-hop dance, ballroom performance. Choose one and then click Replace Done. So for my deck, I'm keeping the images Prezi AI gave me because I like the design it produced. But that's how you can change it if you want a different look. Select, search, replace. It's quick and the frame updates immediately. And within a single section, try to keep similar vibe, like all stage shots or all studio shots. That tiny roll makes the section feel cohesive. Now click Add Frame and then choose a simple layout. Now let's title it How to Practice. So write a short paragraph you can say in one breath. So for example, start by feeling the rhythm, break each move into small parts, and then record yourself to review progress each week. So this single frame adds immediate value even if most of your deck is history or styles. And when you're naming a slide, think shortly and punchy, just a cue, not a paragraph. So I'd say why dance evolve instead of a long sentence. So for ballet, I'd say ballet, lines, and control. For hip hop, I'd say hip hop, rhythm, and freestyle. If your title spills 3 lines, it's too long, trim it. Let the headline guide attention and let your voice carry the detail. And here's also a few fast tips that I always use when I make a presentation. So first, I read each slide out loud once. And if I stumble, I shorten it. Second, I cut filler words like really, very, and actually. They don't add meaning. Third, I make sure text stands out from the background. High contrast is non-negotiable. And last, I bold only the keywords so people can scan while they listen. And stick around because next I'll show you a simple way to use the overview to pace your talk without adding anything complicated. Click present and do a slow run through. Overview, section, frame, back to section, next frame, back to overview, between chapters. Pause for a second on the overview before diving into the next section because that tiny breathe keeps the audience oriented and prevents zoom fatigue. If a jump feels abrupt, return to the editor and make the layouts in that section more similar. Consistency smooths the camera movement. And if you ever place a frame too far from the cluster, it can make the zoom feel like a big jump. And in edit view, drag it closer to the group on the canvas so the camera move is shorter. And when you're happy with the deck, click share on the top right. Invite teammates by email to co-edit in real time or copy a view-only link for people who only need to watch. If someone needs a static copy, use export. And also take note, zoom effects are not in PDFs. And if you're present without reliable internet, install the desktop app so your presentation runs offline with all the visuals intact. And also a helpful note to include when you share. Use arrow keys to navigate or click frames on the overview to jump. So today we built a complete presentation with Prezi AI from a single line. Make me a presentation about dance. You saw how to simplify wording with AI, bold key phrases for fast scanning, set a clean style with high contrast, replace images when you want a different look, or keep the AI's choices if you like them. Organize the story on the overview, duplicate a solid frame layout to keep everything aligned. Add a practical how to practice frame for usefulness and rehearse the motion so your pacing feels calm and clear. And if you want results that match your topic even more closely, write a more detailed prompt. And if you prefer to explore, keep it short and see what Prezi suggests, then tweak. Keep one clear idea for your frame, speak in simple lines, and let the overview guide the audience through your story. And if this helped you out, tell me in the comments what topic you want me to build next with Prezi AI. Have a fun creating, and I'll see you on the next one.